Yeah, the 3-to-1 ratio comes from, there are a lot of research on this in the field of positive psychology. There is one researcher that I quote in the book called Barbara Fredrickson, who'd seen that a lot of people may have, 1-to-1, 2-to-1 in terms of positive versus negative thoughts and feelings. But there is kind of a shift when we go over 3-to-1. We feel better, we get more creative, more resilient. So the challenge here is that, once again, the brain always like new things, right? It's not so interested in, I'm healthy today. I mean, the body's not like, oh, great, I'm healthy today. But it sort of notices when it's sick because it stands out. So I think one of the things is to try to habitually go against that tendency in the brain to take things for granted. I mean, almost in any circumstance, there's always something to be grateful for. And I think it's a kind of a disease in the world where so many people are just disconnected from deeper gratitude and gratefulness. And you just strive for the next thing and then the next thing. And there is kind of an egoistic force behind that. And you're never really satisfied. And I think it's about coming back to where you are right now and seeing the gifts that you have, because that will immediately shift your inner state. And in the beginning, if you're not used to that, if you know that your brain is always looking for what's not working or always want to strive on to the next thing, not really celebrating whatever you have already achieved, that's a good thing to make a practice out of it. And in the beginning, as you're saying, I think it's good to tie it to something you do every day. For a while, I had a little book by my bed where I ended the day just noting down 3 things I was grateful for. You can do it in the morning, standing in the shower, 3 things that I'm grateful for. But as you move along, it's also interesting to see what happens if I can remember to look at this even during my day. Leaving a meeting, what was one thing that I was grateful for in this meeting? Or, sitting on the bus, what is one thing I'm grateful for? So to make it more into, this is the way I
function.
I'm functioning. This is the way I am. This is the way my system works. It naturally brings in these gifts into my awareness. And I think in the beginning, in a practice like this, you tie it to certain things. I'm grateful for this relationship. I'm grateful that we do the podcast today. I'm grateful that somebody's listening, or I'm grateful for my health, or I'm grateful for my children. But as I have at least experienced in myself over time, is that you kind of develop this more greater gratefulness that is just connected to being alive. It doesn't need to be anything special. It's just like, wow, I'm alive in this amazing world. And if somebody would look at this world from the moon and just see it looks amazing, I mean, it's beautiful. And there are so many wonderful people. I think it's possible to just resonate gratefulness, which is, a beautiful feeling to have, but you also become a person that people really enjoy being close to. You radiate a positive vibration, so to speak.